Great news! Onshape now has model-based definition, also known as MBD. Here I am in a part studio that I created. There are two parts in this part studio. One of them is transparent, but with the visible part, you can see the various model-based definition annotations that I have created. There are some basic dimensions, some dimensions with tolerances, there are some datums, and some geometric tolerances. If we take a look on the right-hand side of the screen, we have a new inspection table. And this inspection table lists our different model annotations. So up at the top, I can choose which model that I'm viewing. Here we have the default tolerances. There is a toolbar for creating datums and dimensions and geometric tolerances and weld symbols, and then some other different controls over the annotations. Here we have the list of datums in this model, and then characteristics like different dimensions. Notice the cross highlighting in the graphics area, and also some geometric tolerances. Down at the bottom, we have default tolerances. And these default tolerances are like the tolerance block that you would have on a drawing. But anyhow, let me show you an example of creating some of these. I'm going to go in more detail into these different aspects in future videos, but let's just take a look at an overview of the creation process. Okay, let me jump over to a different tab. And here I have a part studio with the sketch that was used to create the parts in the other part studio. Let me use the keyboard shortcut P in order to turn off the display of the different planes. And I'm going to start off by going into the sketch and doing some edits, because this is where your model-based definition annotations will start. When I go into edit, you can see the different dimensions, and I can decide that some of these different dimensions I want to be basic dimensions. I'm going to click on this dimension, and now you will notice that there is a button that we can use to turn on tolerance options. And when I do that, I can expand. Right now, this is using the workspace precision, or you could change it to a different precision. I'll leave the workspace precision. And then we have another drop-down list where we could choose what kind of tolerance, and we can also choose like making it a basic dimension. That's good, so I will hit the check mark. Let me do that for a few other different dimensions in here, just so I'll have stuff that can go in the table. So again, let's make this one basic and hit the check mark. Let's see, what else do I want to make basic? Let's make this one basic too. So I'll select this one, and again, I can expand and go to basic. All right, so that's good. Now let me throw in, let me actually do this one too with basic. I'm gonna then change some dimensions to have some tolerances. So for example, let me double click on this one, the 75, note that for later. And this one I'm going to leave as having the default tolerances. In other words, it will take it from the default tolerances that I set up for the in the inspection table. Same with this one. Let me check that box and also leave this one as default and then hit the check mark. That is good. And I'll leave that for now. Actually, let's take care of the two different holes that are going to go through the model. Let me double click on this one and turn on tolerance options. And then, since this is going to be a hole later on, we have some other different options. And I can choose that I want to define the fit with tolerance. And so we can choose between ISO and ANSI. I'll leave ISO. For the fit type for this one, I'm going to have this one be clearance, and then we'll leave for holes H7, and the shaft class will be G6. I'm fine with both of those. And then for the one up at the top, I'm going to make a shaft going through this later on. So once again, we'll turn on tolerance options and then expand. And actually, I'm going to change the workspace precision for this one. Let's have this one be different. And let's also do fit with tolerance. and use transition for this one. And for shaft class, let's use N6. That's good. I will hit the check mark. And so there you can see my various different tolerances defined. And now let's hit the check mark to complete out of the sketch. At this point, if I go to my inspection table, it's empty because there are no models. Let's collapse the inspection table and create a model. Let's create an extrude, and I will choose this face to extrude. Let's change this depth to a different value. And then we can choose this button. You'll notice that we have the same tolerance options in the extrude dialog box. So in many of the dialog boxes in the Part Studio, where you have the option in order to define different dimensional values, you can also define tolerances. And so for this tolerance, let me expand and let's change this one. Let's use, for this one, let's use deviation. And let's go with -1 and +2. So that's good. Let's hit the check mark for that one. And let me go to my inspection table. Let me zoom so you can see it, and I can grab and drag it out. You can also see that we've got our other different ones, and I'm going to move those around so that you can see them as well. Let me take a moment to clean this up. And I think where's this one over here and this one over here. Just take a moment to space them out. All right, so that is good. Let me collapse the features list, just a little bit more space for that. Okay, so let's see. What I want to do now is start going about, and before I create my datums, let me create a geometric tolerance in order to characterize my A datum. I will go to geometric tolerance, and let's see, let's use our flatness, and this should not have a datum, so let me delete that out of there. And then I'm going to place it onto this surface, and then position it there and hit the check mark. And so that is good for that. Now let's throw a datum on there. Let's click on the datum command. Here it's going to give me datum A, and I'll pick the surface and then let it drag out some. And that is good. Let's see if I want to do my B datum. Let me grab this surface and drag the B datum out over here. And let's do our C datum on this surface. Grab it and drag it out some. So that's good. I'm happy with the different datums. I'll hit the green check mark. You can see now we have our A, B, and C datums with our cross highlighting with their references. And then in our table, you can see some of our different characteristics, and they have their different values. So let's set our default tolerances. And so when I click on this button, here we have our list of libraries. Right now I just have the Onshape default tolerances. And then you have your type drop down, and we just have this one from the library. And then here are our different classes, and I'll just go with the default that is selected there. That's good. I will click the done button. You'll notice that some of the different values populated in here as well. But for some of the different basic dimensions, well, those are not going to have tolerances listed. All right, so that is good. Let me collapse the default tolerances just so that we see everything within there. And for the next thing, let's take a look at how to create a dimension manually in here. I will go to the dimension tool, and then let's pick our first reference with the left mouse button, and then our second reference, and then, oh wait, did I already have this dimension on here? Or did I have that dimension on here? So it's over there. And so I did create it, but obviously I don't need it. So let me get out of dimension creation mode and select it, right mouse click and delete the annotation. and that way it is no longer listed in here. I don't want to have the same annotations listed more than once, but I missed this annotation because of where it is appearing on here. You know what? Let's see if we can set coincidence. So let's try setting coincidence with this and this. And yep, dragged it over there. That is good. And so let me drag it out over here. So that way I'm not going to miss it when I'm looking at the model again. All right, so there I have my various different annotations, and I've done some cleanup work. Let's see, I'm going to throw in some geometric tolerances for the holes. So let's go to our geometric tolerance, and position is good. And let's see, for the other datums, let's put in B and then C. And let's use the phi symbol to show the other different symbols, because I want to throw in a diameter symbol in front of the dimensional value. And then after the dimension, I want to specify a maximum material condition. So that is good. Let me select where I want to attach it. And let's also attach it to this one, and then hit the check mark. And so now I've got those two different geometric tolerances listed as well. So that's good for the first part. Let me show you how to create a second part. So let's collapse the inspection table. Let me bring back my feature list, and let's rename this, and let's call this the shaft holder. The next part will be the shaft. So let me go back to my sketch and show it. Let's create another extrude. I'm going to pick the inside of that circle. Let's make it a really big depth that you can see. And let's make this a new part and change it to symmetric. And just so I can have a dimension that shows up in there, let's choose this tolerance options, and then change this. I'm going to make this a basic dimension. Actually, let's not do that. Let's make this to have symmetrical, and symmetrical deviation. Since it's a big value, let's use value of 2. So that's good. Let's hit the check mark. And now I'm going to rename this part. Right click, rename in the parts list. Let's call this one the shaft. And now I will go to my inspection table. And right now we have our model is the shaft holder. To make things easier to see, we can isolate the active part, and that makes the first part, or excuse me, the second part transparent. Here is our dialog box with the transparency controls. If I want to see the values for the shaft, here we have that, and here we have an indication that one of the references is missing for a dimension, so I'd want to take care of that later on. But let's go back to the shaft holder, and I like that with the transparency. And the last thing that I'm going to show in here is exporting this to CSV. So I'll go to the 3 dots, and then I'll go to export to CSV. Here we get the dialog box, and here we have the file name that's going to be generated. Here is the format inspection list, but from the drop-down list, you could choose to export to one of your different neutral CAD file types. And from the options drop-down, you could download, and store file in a new tab, email the file with a download link. For example, if you wanted to share this with your supply chain, your manufacturing, your quality assurance, or you could store the file in a new tab. Let's leave the choice with download and then choose export. And here I get the message that it's being prepared. I'll be receiving a notification with its status. And so I can see from the notification in my web browser that it was complete. Lastly, here is an example of the CSV of the inspection list imported into Excel and then cleaned up a little. And so you can see all the different characteristics that you can provide to others in order to verify your models. If you want to get a trial for 6 months of the professional version of Onshape, hey, check out the link in my description, in the description for this video, because there is a lot of great stuff that you can experiment with in the professional version of Onshape.